Hi, Alice here. I'm at a downtown park, and what surprise! Planted in this area is a fabulous flower garden full of pollinators. I just wanted to share with you how simple this is. You could do this on the corner, your curb, in a window box, in a container, in a small garden, in your lawn. These are all easy ideas that you can incorporate in your garden. It's now what I call the dog days of summer. It's in the mid 80s here in Zone 8A, and a lot of these plants, you'll find them in Zones 9 and also in cooler areas in zones like 5. Many of them, depending on your zone, might be annuals. Let's go check out the pollinator activity and the types of flowers that are available, easy to grow, full sun lovers. Walking down to the main pollinator garden here, this is really quite spectacular looking, and it's hard to know where to start. So I'll just follow the brick path. Lots of zinnias and all kinds of skipper butterflies. They have a variety of zinnias planted, and it looks like cosmos. Here's one that's been planted later and will be coming up. There's some, they haven't bloomed yet in the middle. Here's one getting ready to bloom. And then there's one you can see, the delicate flowers. They're almost purple tipped. In the middle, very beautiful, easy to grow. While non-native, if you're living in Florida, it would be considered Florida friendly. All kinds of activity, butterflies, bees, when it's blooming. The colors are spectacular. They're using the color chart that attracts the most butterflies and pollinators. So you're looking at reds, hot pinks, orange. That's a whitish color, but more like a very pale yellow. Now that's a carpenter bee. That's humongous. But you have little skipper butterflies, you have native bees flying around. Carpenter bees are native bees. And yellows, orange, just a delight for all of these pollinators. So this just gives you some ideas. You can plant zinnias. These particular varieties are growing 3 feet. There are dwarf varieties of zinnias if you don't have this much room. Lovely butterfly on a white zinnia. The particular flowers that have been chosen are open face, and that's a great example of how the open face is a preferred landing pad for butterflies. It's easy for them to put their feet down. They do taste through their feet. You can see how the butterfly loves that landing pad. The bees too. It's easy for them to get the nectar and to support themselves. So we have a variety of plants that are coming up here. All are sun lovers, and this path is wonderful. Look at this. Here are butterflies. These are swallowtails, and they are enjoying landing on the zinnias. Plenty for all the pollinators, and we've got a variety. So I'm just walking down. It's just a repeat of the same flowers, but the colors are mixed. So they don't have like a whole bunch of reds together and a whole bunch of yellows. They've scattered the colors. So you've got purple, you've got a reddish orange, you've got different textures of leaves for interest. You even have some blue. The blue flowers here are bachelor buttons or cornflowers, and they add such a nice contrast to the pink and a different shade of pink, and blue is a favorite color for bees. But the bees also love many of the same colors that the butterflies love. So I'm just enjoying myself watching the pollinators feasting and enjoying themselves. Actually, they are working. But what a delight to have so much opportunity to get the nectar that they need. This garden goes in a V shape to the end of the public walkway, and it's just an idea of various layouts that you could use in your own garden. You may not have this much room, but you might have a strip that you could plant. These zinnias will be blooming until frost off and on, and it's nice they've staggered the planting so you can see that in the areas that look barren, they've actually seeded wildflowers. So they will be having another round. Looks like smaller zinnias are coming up, cosmos coming up, and they will be continuing to bloom here August through probably October. We can have frosts in November in this area. This is a great idea, easy to maintain. And they've done a nice walking path. Reminds me of what I learned at one of the hotels I stayed at recently. They had a path that looked like a river. And this is, in a way, like a river, but also you can walk through the beautiful flowers and be up close with all of the activity that's going on. These plants are sunflowers, and you can see the plants have staggered plantings so that you've got things that will be coming up the end of August, just in time for the great Southeast pollinator census. And if we walk over to the corner, there are sunflowers that are blooming and will be visited already by a native bee. Bee is busy with pollen and nectar. What a great landing pad, a favorite. Behind it are sunflowers that were planted a little earlier, and so those are going to be going to seed. If you want these beautiful flowers all season long, stagger the times that you plant the seeds. More sunflowers are coming up behind the ones that are currently blooming. I would say the biggest hit in this garden are the zinnias. So if you don't have zinnias in your garden and you're thinking about you'd like to get some of this action going in your yard, then check out your local big box store and also nursery to see if they still have some zinnias available. The ideal ones are the old-fashioned ones, not the very tight double ones, because you want to have an open landing pad so that you get all the action of the skipper butterflies, the other kind of butterflies we saw. There are even moths and all kinds of bees. But these open-faced zinnias, great landing pad and ideal for anybody who wants to have a highly successful, highly active pollinator garden. And just remember, you can stagger the planting so that you plant some that'll come up late May, mid-May, depending on where you are living, and some that'll come in June, July, and August. Plant at different times, maybe 3 weeks apart, so that you have continuous flowers, just like they've done here. I'm going to go enjoy the breeze and the shade here, this marvelous corner on a busy street. But what a delight to have some place where you can just sit, look out, have shade, and just enjoy a little relaxation. So I hope you got some ideas for your garden and for your yard. It's not too late. I'm always saying this. It's not too late to be planting. You'll probably need to go and buy some plants that have already been started. Maybe they're in 4-inch pots or something. Put them in the ground. For the zinnias, the sunflowers, the cosmos, all of those plants love full sun. You'll notice the pollinator activity. Butterflies and bees prefer sun. That's why it's so active. So if you've got a full sunspot, you've got plenty of opportunity left to try to get some plants in. You'll notice these pollinators are not just landing and then flitting off to another part here in the downtown area. They are staying put. They are busy because this is their source of food. They recognize the colors. They know that these plants are perfect for them. They provide open-faced landing pads. When they put their feet down on them, the butterflies, they can taste the plant and know this is a food source, and they're going to stay. So that's what gives you success in your garden. The right color flowers, I did a video on that, and open-faced landing pad, the right structure of the bloom form, and sunlight, the right location. You get those things lined up, you'll have a successful pollinator garden. I'd love to hear your experience, so leave me a comment below. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, Gardener, and I'll see you again soon.